All right, Mike Bledsoe here with TechniqueWOD. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the Shrug. And there's a lot of debate out there over whether the Shrug is part of the second pull or the third pull. I like to think about it as being part of both. If you don't finish with a Shrug, that bar tends to be in front of the athlete and not back where it needs to be, where they need to catch it. Also, if they're not shrugging underneath the bar, and the third pull is getting underneath the bar. If they're not shrugging underneath, especially with the snatch, their shoulders tend to not be engaged during the catch. So when you do your snatch, you want to shrug, pulling underneath the bar. The shrug initiates the third pull underneath, and you're going to catch. So it being part of the second or third pull really doesn't matter. If you're not getting a good shrug on the snatch, you won't be getting in a good position for the third pull. And one of the drills I really like to work on getting the shrug going, especially during warm-ups. If you have a hard time getting that shrug in during the lift, then throwing these in your warm-ups will be super helpful. I call them tall cleans or tall snatches. So a lot of people will call it tall clean or tall snatch, and there'll be a little bit of a hip flexion and then hip extension. I like to, especially for athletes that have a hard time shrugging underneath the bar, I like for them to actually start with hips fully extended. And a lot of people have a hard time with that. So what I have people do is actually flex their glutes at the top. That way they can't bend at the hips at all. So if you have to flex your glutes to get in that position, then go for it. I'll show you with a snatch first. So I'm going to start here. My glutes are going to be nice and tight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to initiate the third pull, because all I'm working on with the tall snatch is a third pull. I'm going to initiate this with the shrug up, okay? So I'm going to shrug. I'm going to get that little bit of plantar flexion like we talked about the other day, and we're going to get underneath. So I'm going to shrug and get underneath. Notice here that my shoulders are pretty much in the shrug position here. I caught it in that same position, okay? I'll show you another one from the front. So be here, I'm going to initiate with the shrug, and then I'm good. When you do the tall snatch or the tall clean, your feet will start in the pulling position. You'll get that plantar flexion like I talked about in the previous video. You may move back, you may stay in the same place, but it's going to be shrug, move your feet in position, and drive your butt straight down. A lot of people make a mistake of sitting back too much. Don't sit back, sit straight down, okay? So do some tall cleans, tall snatches, and improve your third pull.